Incredible moment. Humble employee brings baby to work. Millionaire's life-changing gesture revealed. The cafe buzzed with comforting energy as Jamie hustled across the room, her heart echoing the rhythm of the bustling crowd. Just 9 months into motherhood, she had already mastered the art of balancing coffee cups and cradling dreams. Her bright smile greeted regulars, the familiar faces that felt like family amidst the aroma of roasted beans. But the warmth of the day quickly shattered when she received the dreaded call. The babysitter was sick. In a city that never stopped moving, Jamie had to make a choice. Alone, she decided to bring Eli to work, her spirited infant who had never known the comfort of his father's embraces. As she entered the cafe carrying Eli snugly in a well-worn carrier, gasps rippled through the crowd. Some diners offered knowing smiles, while others exchanged disapproving looks, their judgments heavy in the air. Jamie felt their eyes, but she pushed the weight from her mind, focusing instead on the job that sustained them both. Eli cooed softly, and every now and then his shrill wail reminded Jamie of her daunting reality. The cafe was packed, a refuge from the winter cold. Sipping lattes and sharing laughter, people seemed unaware of the world outside. At a corner table, Mr. Thompson, a businessman clad in designer, sat poised with his laptop. He glanced at Eli, and irritation flickered across his face. Yet Jamie was in the zone, taking orders with practiced ease, moving swiftly. Every coffee cup she filled, every plate she served, whispered a promise of a better life. But as Eli fussed, her heart sank. Mr. Thompson's frustration grew. Just as he prepared to leave in exasperation, Jamie felt a tug in her chest. The weight of his unmet expectations broke the spell of her hustle. "Excuse me, sir," she ventured, her voice steady despite her heart racing. "I'm doing my best." She shared her story, tales of late nights and the relentless grind of motherhood, alone in a city that threatened to swallow her whole. His dismissive laughter hung in the air. "Maybe your best isn't good enough," he quipped, casting her into a world of judgment. A hush fell over the cafe, and Jamie's breath caught in her throat. But she pressed on, embodying resilience. "You think this is easy?" Her voice rose ever so slightly as she fought back tears. "Every day, I work to build a future for my son." The crowd leaned in, her words resonating, a collective heartbeat echoing with understanding. Then, in a moment that shifted everything, she steadied herself and declared, "I'm more than just a waitress. I'm a mother, and every pour of coffee is made with love." Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system, and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the content. Next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. As the cafe buzzed with newfound hope, whispers of admiration surrounded Jamie. Patrons began discussing ways to support her, and a fundraiser was quickly set in motion. Families gathered to celebrate her unwavering spirit, a community banding together, recognizing that struggles were shared roots of a deeper connection. Just when the atmosphere crackled with energy, Mr. Thompson rose. Would he speak in defense of her dignity, or would he retreat back into his privileged silence, leaving the cafe in tension? All eyes turned, waiting for a change in the air, a shift that could challenge everything, where judgment could transform into understanding. Mr. Thompson stood, his fingers tapping nervously on the table. The cafe seemed to hold its breath. Jamie's heart raced, a mix of hope and skepticism flooding her mind. Would he rise to the occasion or retreat into his bubble of privilege? He started, but his voice faltered. The moment hung in the air, charging like static electricity. Jamie bit her lip. She could sense her heartbeat, steady yet unsure, mirroring the tension that spiraled within the room. The murmurs of the patrons transformed into an eager silence, everyone leaning forward, eyes locked on Mr. Thompson.
He straightened his shoulders, his face shifting from scornful to contemplative. I didn't mean it like that," he finally said, though it came off as half-hearted. But then something changed. He looked at Eli, who was now babbling and reaching out with tiny hands, intrigued by the world around him. For a brief second, Mr. Thompson's icy exterior melted, revealing something softer. He hesitated again, words escaping him as if trapped by a sudden influx of compassion. I remember when my own daughter was that age. It was hard, really hard." Jamie's breath stilled. This was not the reaction she had imagined. The crowd shifted, exchanging surprised glances. Maybe there was a heart beneath the sharp exterior after all. Mr. Thompson continued, his voice gentle as he spoke to Jamie. "I can't pretend to understand your struggles, but it's commendable what you're doing. I can help." He inhaled deeply, an internal conflict playing out on his face, as if he was breaking a few personal rules. "The last thing I want to do is add to your burdens. I'll donate to your fundraiser. It's the least I can do." Gasps of astonishment erupted, followed by scattered applause that rolled through the cafe. Jamie felt a rush of grateful disbelief wash over her, her eyes wide as she processed his words. People moved closer, eager to express their support, their admiration for her courage igniting what had once felt like a solitary battle. "And," Mr. Thompson added, a hint of color creeping into his cheeks, "I'd like to offer you a better job
At my company, we need a good manager, someone who knows how to handle tough situations, and, well, you might be a perfect fit." A wave of shock crashed over Jamie. A better job? Her heart fluttered in her chest. Was this an opportunity? A chance to reshuffle everything, to move towards something better for her and Eli? But uncertainty also crept in. What if it was a trap? The cafe spiraled into a flurry of excitement. Patrons were strategizing on how to launch the fundraiser, while Jamie stood frozen in her spot, thoughts swirling in her mind. Could she really leave the comfort of the cafe she knew? Could she trust Mr. Thompson? All at once, gratitude and uncertainty battled within her, leaving her unable to speak. Jamie finally caught Mr. Thompson's eye, searching for sincerity. "I appreciate that," she said slowly. But she didn't finish her thought as the warmth of the cafe enveloped her. The crowd's voices filled the air with hope, yet a weight pressed down on her. She was at a crossroads, and the path ahead felt both wide open and dreadfully uncertain. As cheers erupted around her, one thought loomed large. Could she take a leap of faith and embrace this unexpected turn of fate? And what would that mean for her little family? And just as quickly, Jamie unclenched her fists, standing taller, ready to respond. Would she grasp the lifeline he offered, or turn back towards the only life she'd ever known? The applause echoed in Jamie's ears like a distant thunder. She scanned the crowd, their faces a mixture of support and expectancy. The weight of their gazes bore down on her. Here she was, a single mom, juggling the chaos of motherhood and financial struggle, and suddenly she found herself at the center of a storm, a tempest of emotions, hope, and decision. "Jamie," Mr. Thompson prodded gently, offering her a lifeline. "You don't have to decide right here, right now, but think about it. It could change everything for you and Eli." She nodded slowly. Change could be terrifying, but it also held the promise of something more, something better. "Thank you," she murmured again, almost to herself. Glancing down, she saw Eli, oblivious to the intensity of the moment, his little fingers gripping the edge of the table, laughing at a stranger's playful face. That innocent joy reminded her of what she was fighting for. But then a nagging voice whispered in her head. What would it mean to leave her cafe job? Would the new environment close doors she never thought she'd want opened? Her hands trembled slightly, still balancing Eli, whose laughter danced in the air like sunlight breaking through clouds. "Don't overthink it, Jamie," called out one of her regulars, a middle-aged woman with kind eyes, as she leaned forward excitedly. "It's an opportunity to put you back on your feet. You deserve it." A gentle buzzing rose from the cafe, the patrons engaging in hushed conversations. She could hear snippets of their discourse.
If anyone can do it, she can. And she needs this, reverberated around her, filling her with both pride and panic. Mr. Thompson's expression softened further, an intrigue flickering in his eyes, as if he was seeing Jamie for the first time. This wasn't just about numbers and profits to him. It was personal. Could she really bridge the gap between their worlds? The gulf between privilege and hardship often felt insurmountable, yet here they were, two disparate lives about to touch. Taking a deep breath, Jamie finally gathered her resolve. "I'll think about it," she said, her voice stronger than she felt. "But I want to make sure I do this right. For Eli, I won't jump without a plan." "Smart thinking," Mr. Thompson replied, a small smile breaking across his face. "Whenever you're ready, I'm here to talk." The warmth of the response seeped into her, and suddenly the path ahead felt less daunting. This wasn't just a job offer. It felt like an invitation to rewrite her story. As the sun dipped lower outside the cafe, casting a gentle glow through the windows, Jamie felt the weight of the world begin to lift, if only slightly. It was time to take control. She exchanged smiles with her supporters, her heart swelling with gratitude. But just as her mind settled and a sense of clarity began to replace the chaos, the door swung open and a gust of cold air swept through the warm room. A man stumbled in, breathless and wild-eyed, and the joyful chatter fell abruptly silent. "Is anyone here, Jamie?" he shouted, desperation pouring from his voice, the urgency slicing through the moment. Every head turned, and Jamie's heart sank. What could this mean? In that instant, uncertainty flooded back, washing away her hopeful thoughts. She took a step forward, apprehension laced with curiosity. What awaited her on the other side of this unplanned revelation? The man's eyes landed on Jamie, and for a moment, the entire cafe felt like it was holding its breath. He staggered closer, his urgency palpable. She could see the tension etched across his brow, the way he clutched a crumpled paper as if it held the weight of the world. "Are you Jamie?" he asked again, his voice softer now, but still urgent. There was something in his gaze, fear mixed with an almost desperate hope. "Yes, that's me," she replied, her heart pounding. "What's going on?" He took another shaky step forward. "It's about your sister, Alice. She's been in an accident." His words hung in the air, heavy and suffocating. The lively cafe around her transformed into a frozen scene, the laughter and chatter silenced by the sudden gravity of the news. Jamie felt the floor shift beneath her. Alice, her sister, her confidant, the person who held her hand through the tough days, always reminding her that they would get through it together. Is she? Her throat grew tight, and the reality of fear gripped her heart. "She's in the hospital," the man continued, his breath steadier now. "They're saying she's stable, but you need to get there, soon." The world spun, and Jamie found herself grappling for something solid to hold on to. Eli was still sitting at the table, blissfully unaware of the storm that had just entered their lives. Jamie's instincts kicked in. She moved toward the man, urgency suffusing her thoughts. "Where is she? Which hospital?" "St. Andrew's," he replied, his voice softening. "I can drive you." The suggestion opened a floodgate of panic and protectiveness. "I can't leave Eli." Her voice was a whisper, but the weight of it filled the air. "I'll take care of him," Mr. Thompson interjected, stepping forward. His face was resolute, the familiar kindness in his eyes now determined. "I promise, just go to your sister. She needs you." Every fiber of Jamie's being screamed to stay, to hold tightly to her son. But the words accident and hospital echoed in her mind, fueling her fears. This might be a moment that defined who she was, not just as a mother, but as a sister who needed to be there. Okay, she finally managed, knowing deep down what she had to do. She knelt down to Eli's level, cupping his little face between her hands. "Baby, I need you to be a big boy for me, okay? I have to go to Aunt Alice. Can you be brave?" Eli searched her eyes, sensing something in her tone. "Do you really have to?" he asked, his voice soft. "I do, but I promise I'll be right back." She kissed his forehead, licking her own tears away. The warmth of his little body calmed her racing heart just a bit. As she straightened, the man had stepped closer. "This way, Jamie," he urged gently. With one last glance at her son, she took a deep breath, squaring her shoulders and stepping toward the door. Outside, the world awaited, filled with uncertainty and fear, but she felt a flicker of resolve ignite within her. The ride felt surreal, the scenery passing by in a blur, her mind racing with fear for Alice. But beneath that fear simmered the flicker of hope. Maybe this was the moment that would lead to something bigger. Maybe every choice led them closer to their new path. When they arrived, the hospital loomed ahead, bright lights cutting through the evening darkness. As they stepped inside, anxiety twisted in her stomach, a visceral reminder of the fragility of life. "What now?" she whispered to herself, her heart pounding in rhythm with her fast footsteps on the linoleum floor. Just then, a nurse appeared, her face calm but serious. "Are you here for Alice?" The question hung in the air, and Jamie felt her breath catch. Whatever news awaited could change everything. But before that truth could surface, a voice echoed from down the hallway, one that sent a shiver through her. "Jamie!" It was Alice. Relief surged through her veins, conflicting with the still present fear. Could she handle whatever? What words awaited her? What words awaited her in that hospital room? Jamie's heart raced as she rushed down the bustling hallway, the adrenaline pushing her forward. A voice called again, clearer now, drenched in warmth and familiarity. "Jamie, over here!" The sight that greeted her sent a wave of conflicting emotions crashing through her. Alice sat up in a hospital bed, wild hair tousled but her spirit unmistakable. The room was cluttered with a few balloons and flowers, the smell of antiseptic strong in the air, yet Alice's smile cut through the harshness like sunlight breaking a storm. "I was so scared," Jamie breathed, her voice trembling as she approached. "What happened?" "I'll explain, I promise," Alice said, her eyes sparkling despite the weariness. "But first, let me see you." Jamie moved closer, wrapping her arms around her sister, a life raft in the sea of uncertainty. I thought you were hurt badly," Jamie whispered, holding Alice tight. She could feel the warmth of her sister's body, reassuring but barely hiding the fatigue. Alice pulled back, her smile wavering slightly. "I'm okay, really, just a minor accident. They put some stitches in my leg, but I'll be fine." She gestured to her bandaged knee, and Jamie could finally breathe a little easier. "Minor?" Jamie said, her brow furrowing. "You ended up in a hospital bed. That feels major to me." "It was a motorcycle, just a freak thing," Alice chuckled, but it turned into a cough, and Jamie's heart sank. "Why didn't you call me?" That question sat heavy, crowding the air. "I would have come." Alice's face dropped, her eyes glistening. "I didn't want to worry you. You have Eli, I thought." Jamie's anger flared unexpectedly, a flash of protectiveness emerging. "You shouldn't have been thinking about me. You should have been thinking about yourself." Before the tension could escalate, Alice reached for her hand, her grip tight. "I'm sorry, Jamie. I just wanted to protect you. It's my nature." For a moment, silence engulfed the room, punctuated only by the occasional beep from a machine nearby. Jamie breathed deep, feeling the love that flooded her heart, though it was entwined with fear and frustration. "Where's Eli?" Alice asked after a moment, concern creeping into her expression. "Did Mr. Thompson take care of him?" "Yes, he did. He's safe with Mr. Thompson. The rest of Jamie's words fell short as realization washed over her. The nervous edge of whatever had just happened faded back into something hopeful. "I just didn't know how I was going to face you after seeing you like this." "Hey," Alice said softly, resting her head against Jamie's shoulder. "We'll face it together." As the minutes passed, Jamie felt herself relax into the rhythm of the moment. They shared stories and jokes between the clinical beeps and hushed voices sliding through the corridors. It felt almost normal, balancing between the weight of the accident and the relief of reunion. Then the door opened wider, and a doctor stepped in, exuding authority mixed with an underlying empathy. "I hope I'm not interrupting," he said with a gentle smile, "but I need to discuss Alice's condition with her family." Jamie felt a sudden knot in her stomach. The doctor's presence brought a rush of anxiety, the hint of worry piercing their moment. She exchanged a glance with Alice, whose expression shifted to tension as well. "What's wrong?" Jamie asked, her voice a whisper gone brittle. "Alice has some important decisions to make regarding her care." The doctor's tone was steady but laced with urgency. "If you both could give me a moment, I need to explain her treatment options." They exchanged a look, the calm now replaced by uncertainty. Would the happy reunion moments be overshadowed by choices that could change everything again? As Jamie stepped back, her heart hammering, dread crept in. Was this all a lie, an illusion of safety before another storm? Would anyone leave this place with answers or even hope? And just outside the door, who knew what Eli was feeling? Did he sense the whirlwind of emotions swirling on the other side? Jamie braced herself, knowing the answer might decide far more than just Alice's care. What choices lay ahead, and how could they change their lives forever? The doctor's words hung in the air like a heavy fog, thick and suffocating. Jamie felt her chest tighten, each breath becoming more labored. She glanced at Alice, whose face had gone pale, uncertainty flickering in her eyes. It was sudden, this shift from joy to tension, from the comfort of sisterhood to dealing with the unknown. "Alice," the doctor said gently, "we need to discuss the stitches and what your recovery looks like moving forward." There was a kindness in his voice, but Jamie felt the urgency behind it. "The good news is that the injury is not life-threatening, but you do have options: physical therapy, possible surgery, or a combination of treatments depending on how you heal." "No surgeries," Alice said, her voice thickening. I can't go through that." Jamie stepped closer, anger rising again. "But what if it's necessary? What if it helps you?" "I can't lose control of my life, Jamie." There was fire in her sister's voice now, a spark of defiance. "What if I can't ride again? What if I can't take care of Eli?" The mention of Eli switched something in Jamie's heart. Suddenly, it wasn't just about Alice anymore. It was about their family, their little boy waiting anxiously, his innocence untouched by the chaos of adulthood. "He needs you, Alice. We need you," she said, her voice softer now, a gentle reminder. "You can't make decisions based on fear." Alice looked away, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. "It's not just about me, it's about him." The doctor cleared his throat, re-entering the conversation. "Alice, I understand your fears, but your choice in treatment affects your recovery. We can help you regain strength and mobility. You won't be alone in this." "Eli shouldn't have to."
"Deal with this," Alice murmured, barely audible. Jamie felt a surge of protectiveness, a need to push back against her sister's spiral into despair. "Stop thinking about what Eli will have to deal with and start thinking about what you can give him. A strong mother who can be there when he needs you," Jamie pressed, her heart pounding. "You can't give in to the fear. You have to fight." Silence wrapped around them, each moment stretching into eternity. And then Alice's gaze shifted, landing on Jamie's. Jamie searched her sister's eyes, hoping to see some sign of understanding, some flicker of the hope she wanted Alice to embrace. "Okay, let's talk about the options," Alice said finally, her voice steadier. "But I want to hear all of them, and I want to know that whatever you recommend, it's what's best for me and Eli."
A small smile broke through the tension on the doctor's face, as if a weight had been lifted. "Of course, we can work together to create a plan." As the doctor began explaining the details, Jamie felt a renewed sense of determination, but it was mixed with worry. Choices about treatment could open doors, but also reveal new fears. What if this accident caused deeper scars? What if the road to recovery was harder than anyone anticipated? The doctor's voice faded into the background as Jamie grappled with the knots in her stomach. She stole another glance at Alice, who seemed to listen intently, absorbing the information with a newfound resolve. They had faced challenges before, but this felt monumental. Just as Jamie thought things might settle, the door swung open once more. This time, it wasn't just the doctor who entered. A nurse trailed briskly behind, her expression serious. "Excuse me," she interjected, looking directly at Alice, "but we need to run more tests. There are some things we need to clarify before we proceed." "What do you mean?" Jamie asked, her voice sharp with concern. "Alice's initial assessments showed some irregularities we need to investigate." Joy and hope flickered out once again, replaced by the cold grip of fear. Jamie felt the room's atmosphere shift, a dark cloud pushing in, isolating them once more in a cocoon of anxiety. What could those irregularities mean? Would they change everything they had just begun to piece back together? And as a backdrop to all of this uncertainty, what was happening with Eli outside these walls? Tension coiled in Jamie's chest, a lingering question resting heavily on her heart. What astonishing news awaited them next? Would it ultimately bring them together or tear them apart? Alice's heart raced as the words irregularities hung in the air. She wanted to ask a million questions, but the silence pressed against her chest like a heavy weight. Jamie felt that same tension, her eyes darting between Alice and the nurse, whose demeanor had shifted to one of urgency. "Alice, we need to do some blood tests and possibly a few imaging scans. It won't take long," the nurse said. Her voice was calm, but it didn't diminish the fear swirling around the room. The urgency felt like a storm gathering just outside their window, ready to break. Alice swallowed hard, the knot in her throat tightening. "Tests? Why? What did you find?" The nurse hesitated, glancing at the doctor before her gaze returned to Alice. "Just routine. We just want to be thorough. It's standard protocol whenever there's an injury." "Standard protocol?" Jamie snapped, her face flushing with anxiety. "This isn't standard for us. We need to know what's going on." "Please," Alice said softly, her eyes pleading. "It's okay, Jamie. Let her do her job." There was a flicker of determination in her tone, a small ember fighting against the chilling winds of fear. Jamie took a deep breath, stepping back and letting the nurse approach Alice with the tools for the tests. Her stomach turned in knots, each pricking needle resembling a new wave of uncertainty. She couldn't shake the feeling that the foundation they had just started to build was now quaking beneath them. Eli. The name slipped past Alice's lips like a prayer. Jamie could see the mental battle raging in her sister's mind, a struggle between the need to stay grounded for her son and the overwhelming weight of doubt threatening to crush her. As the nurse prepped Alice for the tests, Jamie squeezed her sister's hand tightly. "You are handling this so well. I'm so proud of you," she said, her voice cracking slightly as the tears threatened to spill. But Alice wouldn't meet her eyes. "What if it's worse than we thought, Jamie? What if I can't—" "No," Jamie interrupted, a fierce resolve crossing her features. "We're not thinking like that. We're going to stay positive. Think of Eli, of what he needs. You're going to get through this." Her heartbeat quickened as panic bubbled beneath the surface. "You're too strong to let this take you down." The nurse finished with the blood draw and moved toward the door, murmuring reassurances before leaving them alone again. Jamie could feel the weight of the silence as it enveloped him, thick and suffocating, like a shroud. Alice finally returned her gaze to Jamie, her eyes shimmering with unspoken fears. "But what if they find something? Whatever it is, we'll face it together. Jamie said, her voice steadier now. "You're not alone in this. I won't let you go through it alone." That simple declaration settled something deep in her heart. Deep down, Jamie feared a truth she dared not say. What if they found something that would change everything? Just then, a knock tore through the silence, and the door swung open once more. This time, it was their mother, her face etched with worry. "I heard. Is everything all right?" Jamie went to her, pulling her into a tight embrace. "We don't know yet, Mom, but we'll get through this." The moment felt fragile, like a delicate web about to tear, and as their mother held them close, it was both a comfort and a dark reminder of how quickly things could spiral. What if they weren't prepared for whatever news was coming? What would they do if this fight became the hardest one yet? As tension hung heavily in the air, Jamie caught Alice's eye and saw a storm of fear reflected back at her. The door held the answers they were scared to face, and as it opened again, dread washed over them. Would it bring hope or heartbreak just when they were starting to believe they could see a light? Alice glanced toward the door, her breath quickening as the seconds stretched endlessly. Each tick of the clock on the wall felt like a countdown, each number a reminder of the uncertainties waiting to unfold. Jamie stood by her side, a natural barrier against the chaos of emotions threatening to engulf them both. They shared a tight grip, each squeeze anchoring them to the moment amid the swirling storm. The door creaked open slowly, and in stepped the doctor, a reassuring smile on his face that couldn't quite mask the worry in his eyes. "Hey there, Alice," he said gently, as if he were addressing a frightened child. "How are we doing?" The way he asked felt different, as if he already knew more than he was letting on. Alice felt her heartbeat thud in her ears. I'm okay," she replied, but there was a crack in her voice. Jamie leaned closer, her eyes wide with an almost desperate hope. "Let's get straight to it," the doctor said, glancing at the nurse who had returned behind him. "We got the blood test back. There are some things we need to discuss, but I want to assure you we're here for you." Alice's stomach twisted tighter. The words hung in the air, thick with unspoken truths. "What is it?" she pressed, her voice trembling now as her grip on Jamie tightened. "First, I want to say that this is about potential issues. We aren't diagnosing anything yet, but the tests revealed some irregularities that need further investigation," he explained. Jamie's expression fell, but she quickly masked it with determination. "What kind of irregularities?" Alice held her breath, her mind racing through the worst-case scenarios. Her thoughts spiraled back to Eli. This couldn't be happening, not now. "We'll need to conduct imaging scans to get a clearer picture. I know this sounds scary, but some of what we found might just be artifacts from the injury you sustained," the doctor continued, attempting to ease the brewing anxiety. Tears prickled at the corners of Alice's eyes, but she forced them back. "So it might not be what we think?" A fragile hope flickered, though doubts clawed back at her. "Exactly. We have to be thorough. I wish we had more concrete answers right now, but we need more information." The doctor's tone softened, filled with compassion. "You are not alone in this. We'll walk you through every step." As the weight of his words settled, a wave of mingled relief and terror washed over Alice. Each moment felt like walking a tightrope, teetering between fear and the hope of good news. Jamie squeezed her hand again, grounding her in a way that only being close to family could. "Okay," Alice said, her voice steadier, though uncertainty loomed just below the surface. "I'll do whatever it takes." The doctor nodded in approval, a fire of determination visible in Alice's resolve. As he prepared to lead them toward the imaging room, Alice caught a glimpse of her mother still standing in the doorway, weariness etched upon her face, yet hope gleaming in her eyes. "Mom," Alice called, and the tremor in her voice shattered the momentary calm. "Yes, honey." Their mother's voice was a soft balm, trembling like a heartbeat. "Can you come with us?" Alice's need for comfort surpassed fear. Suddenly, she wanted nothing more than the balm of family close by, a shield against whatever lay ahead. Their mother stepped forward, nodding, ready to fight this battle as a family. They moved together down the stark corridor of the hospital, every step filled with anxious anticipation. Alice felt Jamie's hand slip into hers, warm and reassuring. This time, it wasn't just about Alice, it was about them, facing the unknown together, fighting alongside one another. "No matter what happens," Jamie whispered, "we've got each other." As they reached the imaging room, Alice took a deep breath, dread mingled with something like courage. Just then, the nurse met them outside with a clipboard, a serious expression crossing her face. "Alice, we need to talk about one last thing before we proceed." The air crackled with tension, and dread pulled in Alice's stomach. She had no idea what was coming, but she felt acutely aware that everything was about to change. What could this last detail mean for them? Alice stood frozen, her heart racing, while the nurse's eyes bore into hers, wide with urgency. The sterile air in the corridor felt thick, stifling her breath. "What is it?" Alice finally managed to ask, her voice barely above a whisper. The nurse glanced at the doctor, who stepped forward, his face now a mask of seriousness. "It's about your imaging results," he said, his voice steady but firm. "There's something we need to discuss with you before we proceed." Each word felt like a pin dropping in a silent room, echoing loudly in Alice's mind. She stole a look at Jamie, whose eyes mirrored her own fear and confusion. Their mother moved closer, her expression a blend of concern and fierce love. The nurse took a breath, ready to share details that seemed too heavy for the moment. "Alice, sometimes, in situations like yours, we see unusual findings related to past trauma, different types of growths or lesions. We can't assume anything yet, but I want you to know that it's crucial we assess the results thoroughly before jumping to conclusions." Alice's heart sank. The weight of the unknown pressed down on her like a physical weight. "Growths?" she choked out, words catching in her throat. Her mind couldn't help but drift to dark scenarios, each more terrifying than the last. "Like I said, it's preliminary," the nurse quickly reassured, recognizing the alarm on Alice's face. "We're not diagnosing you with anything right now. It's just that imaging can reveal things that require further examination." Alice felt a wave of relief mingled with unease. "So, it might not be bad?" she asked, clutching Jamie's hand tighter as though it were the only thing keeping her grounded. "Absolutely, that's the hope," the doctor said gently. "You're going to have a team of specialists looking at this data. They'll be thorough and will ensure you're kept informed every step of the way." Alice nodded slowly, trying to absorb everything. She wanted to feel hopeful, but fear kept creeping in like a thief, stealthily taking away the peace she craved. She looked at her mother, whose eyes glistened with unshed tears, the shared weight of the moment palpable between them. "Can she have someone with her during the scans?" Jamie asked, her voice firm yet soft, a protective embrace hovering in her tone. "Of course," the doctor assured them. "We encourage support during such procedures. The more familiar faces you have, the easier it can be." As Alice entered the imaging room, the starkness of the white walls seemed to swallow her. Lights flickered overhead, and she took a deep breath, trying to steady her racing heart. She let Jamie and her mother into the room, needing their presence like a lifeline amidst the sterile environment. Just as they settled into the cold, hard chair while the technician prepared the machine, Alice felt a wave of bravery washing over her. "Whatever happens, we'll get through this," she said, the determination she saw in Jamie's now reflected in her own voice. The technician turned, giving a small smile. "We're here to help, Alice. Just relax as much as you can." As the machine whirred to life, a shiver of apprehension passed through Alice. It was a moment that felt definitive, a pivot point in her life. Suddenly, she remembered Eli and how he always said to turn fear into fuel. "I'll fight," she whispered softly, her heart steadying a bit at the thought. But just as she felt that flicker of resolve, the technician glanced back, her brow furrowed with concern. "Alice, one more thing before we start. There's a chance you might need a follow-up even after the scans." The words sent ice daggers through Alice. What could that possibly mean for her, for them? The machine hummed, creating a buzzing atmosphere thick with suspense. As the door sealed, confining her moment, Alice felt a chill. How fiercely she held on to hope would be tested, and she braced herself for whatever lay ahead. What awaited her on the other side of this experience? Would she emerge with answers that offered solace or fears too great to bear? The air inside the hospital room was tense as the technician finished with the scanning machine. Alice felt the cool metal beneath her.
Her legs, a stark reminder of where she was, not just as a sister and a daughter, but as a woman facing uncertainty head-on. The solemn whir of devices surrounded her like a choir whispering their hopes. Jamie sat close by, her presence a soothing balm. Their mother remained on the edge of the room, torn between anxiety and pride for her daughters. A moment passed when Alice finally let herself breathe, a slow, deep inhale of determination. She had come too far to falter now. Whatever happens, we'll get through this, she reminded herself softly, her eyes fixed on a spot on the wall, summoning strength. As the scans took place, Alice's thoughts oscillated between the present reality and the life that awaited them all outside these sterile walls. Eli's laughter played in her mind. That joyful sound kept her anchored when fear threatened to pull her under. He was only a toddler, yet he was the heart of their lives, the thread tying them all together. "Keep breathing, Alice," Jamie whispered, breaking the silence, her voice a gentle reminder of the power of hope. "We've got each other. That's what matters." Just then, the technician returned, her eyes serious but warm. "Everything went smoothly," she said, her tone reassuring but formal. "Now, just a bit more waiting while we analyze the scans. You did well." Alice nodded, still gripping Jamie's hand. Uncertainty hovered in the air like a thick fog, but the technician's praise encouraged her. Deep inside, she felt the stir of resilience, a spark igniting amidst the shadows. If the scans brought news that turned their world upside down, she swore she'd create a brighter path for Eli. She had to. Minutes turned into an eternity as Alice sat quietly, the ticking clock adding to her palpable anxiety. When the door creaked open again, the tension in the room shifted instantly. In walked the doctor with the nurse beside him, their expressions serious but not grim. "Thank you for waiting," the doctor began, his eyes intent yet softened by empathy. "We have the results from Alice's scans, and I know this is a tense moment for you." Alice's heart pounded violently against her rib cage as she met the doctor's gaze. Jamie intertwined her fingers with Alice's tighter, and their mother moved closer, silent but unwavering in her support. "There are some abnormalities we need to discuss," the doctor continued, his voice steady, "but I want you to understand that it's important to approach this without jumping to conclusions." He paused there, allowing their collective breaths to settle into a rhythm of shared hope. "Okay," Alice said, her voice trembling but resolute. "What did you find?" "First, let me reassure you that many patients recover from these kinds of situations quite well, but we did observe a few things that require further analysis. There are minor lesions that we've seen in cases of trauma like yours, but it's crucial we conduct additional tests to completely understand their nature." Alice felt a wave of tension leave her body. Minors. The hope popped up like wildflowers in an empty field, sweeping away remnants of fear. Hope popped up like wildflowers in an empty field. "So, it might not be serious?" she probed, hope threading through her voice. "Correct. Often, with time and the right treatment, they can resolve themselves. But we need to rule out any complications. We're here every step of the way, and I'll ensure you're well informed." The doctor's gaze turned serious once again, but his expression also radiated a sense of care. "Your recovery roadmap might involve follow-ups and minor adjustments, but no, that doesn't imply larger concerns. You've got a strong outlook ahead."
Hope fluttered like a caged bird breaking free. Alice glanced at Jamie and her mother, their faces a portrait of relief. This was what they needed, a start, a fight they could face together. "Let's put together a plan and take it step by step," Alice declared, newfound confidence spilling over. A soft determination settled on her face as she looked at her family. "For Eli, and for us, we can do this." The waves of uncertainty began to ebb, replaced by the promise of a path forward. Together, they discussed the next steps, the futures that lay open before them like vast, unexplored territories. Once outside beneath the warm sun, the air felt fresh and exhilarating. A world of possibilities had opened beyond the confines of the hospital walls. Alice squeezed her sister's hand tightly. "Thank you for being here. You really helped me find my strength." "Always," Jamie replied with a radiant smile, eyes shining with love and pride. And somewhere on the horizon, the laughter of a little boy echoed, a reminder of their shared resilience, of family ties reborn through struggle. Together, they walked toward home, their hearts buoyed with the promise of new beginnings and the deep, abiding love that would see them through anything life dared to throw their way. In this moment, Alice knew that they were ready to face their challenges together, hand in hand, not just as sisters, but as a family, bound by love and commitment. The future held the unknown, but it was theirs to embrace, to craft anew. This is where their journey truly began. And now, if this incredible emotional journey resonated with you, you need to subscribe immediately to the channel. Don't miss the next exclusive stories that will inspire you. Leave a like right now to keep the positive energy flowing and to help us reach more hearts like yours. Comment below with your reactions and feelings about Alice's transformation. Your words matter. And share this video instantly with at least 5 friends who need to see this transformation. You won't want to wait, not even one more second, to spread the good vibes. You are the true fans who understand the importance of supporting us in this journey. And now, if this incredible emotional journey resonated with you, you need to subscribe immediately to the channel. Don't miss the next exclusive stories that will inspire you. Leave a like right now to keep the positive energy flowing and to help us reach more hearts like yours. Comment below with your reactions and feelings about Alice's transformation. Your words matter. And share this video instantly with at least 5 friends who need to see this transformation. You won't want to wait, not even one more second, to spread the good vibes. You are the true fans who understand the importance of supporting us in this journey. And now, if this incredible emotional journey resonated with you, you need to subscribe immediately to the channel. Don't miss the next exclusive stories that will inspire you. Leave a like right now to keep the positive energy flowing and to help us reach more hearts like yours. Comment below with your reactions and feelings about Alice's transformation. Your words matter. And share this video instantly with at least 5 friends who need to see this transformation. You won't want to wait, not even one more second, to spread the good vibes. You are the true fans who understand the importance of supporting us in this journey.